When we are dealing with this type of information, we're dealing with high advanced level of information. And if we're dealing with something highly advanced, then we have to understand this goes way beyond how we appear to be, how we express ourselves, how we dress. Do you honestly think that this information cannot be grabbed or understood by somebody who is less revealing than the next woman? No. The women have to be modest. They have to be modestly dressed. Well, who in the hell determined what is modesty? Man did. This society did. This society says that a woman who wears a damn tablecloth to her damn ankles is modesty than somebody who was to have her titties out. That's how we have conditioned our mind. And because we have been conditioned to this particular ideology, we don't think about changing the ideology. We think about suppressing what we deem as the inferior vessel. You have to conform to how we see things. And we don't see a problem with that because of how we've been conditioned. And I'm not saying that she's the superior. I'm not saying the black woman's God. I'm not saying any of that. I'm telling you that you have suppressed the very feminine essence, just like the white man has suppressed the very feminine essence. And we all know, if we know anything about white history, European history, they don't give a damn about their women. They don't give a damn about their women. And now you perpetrating that same action. You can't even acknowledge the feminine essence of what you say the Most High is. You can't even understand the very essence of honoring thou mother and thou father. It's not just talking about your earthly mother and father. It's talking about your heavenly mother and father. It's not just talking about the people who gave birth to you in the physical. It's talking about people who gave you your very essence and your very substance in the spiritual. You really think that you have an earthly mother and father and you don't have a spiritual mother and father? Is that what you're telling me? Is that really what you're telling me? That there isn't a heavenly mother? There's not a heavenly divine, substance or a heavenly divine source? That's beyond me, fam. But I digress. Even when we deal with the very perception of, receiving this type of information, Jesus even told the Pharisees that the prostitute will get into heaven before you. He told the Pharisees, the law keepers, people who claim they kept all the law, statutes, and commandments. He said a prostitute gonna get into the kingdom before them. Remember when Jesus made the parable of the man who was being judged and was like, Lord, I did all of this. I healed the sick and raised the dead. I kept all the commandments. He said, I never knew you. Because he was basing his righteousness off of his works. He was basing his righteousness off of him and his fringes. But the prostitute understood that God was within her. And she got into the kingdom. Somebody was like, well, how can that be? Because you have to understand the duality of things and understand that you are living in an illusion. That's why Jesus told Peter that there is no sin in this world. When Peter asked him, what is the sin in this world? What is the sin? What is the sin in this world? What are we doing wrong? Jesus said, you're not doing nothing wrong. There's no sin in this world. It's you who said that a spirit of this and the nature of that is sin.